I'm using the Televue Panoptic 24mm. This gives the largest field of view for a 1¼ inch eyepiece, 68 degrees. And I'm using it on the Meade ETX105 Maksutov. And I'm looking at the Orion Nebula, very clear. I used the Plössl, Televue Plössl 40mm. The eye placement was a little bit difficult. This one is really relaxed. And I'm going to use another set of eyepiece on this to see how it looks. I'm using again with the Meade ETX105 Maksutov, but with the 25mm Coronado Cemex eyepiece, which is equal to a 25mm Plössl. The image quality is very good. Field of view is slightly smaller, and which one I prefer? I prefer the Panoptic, but this is also very good quality. If you don't want to spend so much, you can just use a Plössl. This is equal to a Plössl, but adapted for solar viewing, so there is no resin inside it, so when it is heated under the rays of the sun, it will not melt. I mean the resin which they put between the lenses of this eyepiece, they will not melt. And so there is no resin in this one, so they're just air spaced. And this is a Vixen 25mm ortho, fully multi-coated, and the image quality in this one is superior to the what you saw in the Plössl. Very close, of course, but better. And the Panoptic. The field of view is smaller than the Panoptic, but brightness of the image and contrast is much better in this. Slightly better, I should say. I don't want to exaggerate. But this comes at a cost, 10 to 25% to the edge of the field. The stars get elongated. So Plössl doesn't have that problem. Panoptic doesn't have that much problem. So at the center is very good, the orthoscopic, but at the edge is not as good. The stars get elongated. But the clarity of the trapezium of the Orion Nebula, those 4 stars at the core of the Orion Nebula, is really unsurpassed in this orthoscopic. This is best in this one. And if you want to see the rest of the stars of that trapezium, which are a few more stars, up to 6, 7 people, some people have seen 8, you definitely have to use the orthoscopic probably, and the lower magnification up to 4, 5, or even lower if you can, and you will see them with this easier, I should say. And I recommend this orthoscopic for this kind of detailed views. It's very clear, pinpoint stars you can see at the center, and all the trapezium stars are very clear. All the Indo Plössl are very close, and the Panoptic. But this is a different level. Of course, the reason I'm using this Meade ETX105 is because it's quite portable. With the tube rings that I have, I can easily just pick it up, immediately put it on the SkyT Ultra-Azimuth mount. In a very short time, just have it ready to observe. With other telescopes, if it is good to go to and other things, you have to do a lot of process, find this, guiding the stars, and this doesn't have that problem. The only thing is that I have to put probably a finder scope here and install it here so you can find the target easier, because the field of view of it is not small but is not big at the same time, like a refractor or reflector. So Maksutov, very good telescope, very sharp views, but limitations of it is that sharp views, it gives a narrow field of view, there's very sharpness on that narrow field of view all across the field. I really like this sky teal, so it's really easy. You can use any telescope on this. I've used up to 8" on this reflector. I may put a 6" refractor, which is really heavy, once on this, just to see how it will handle it. I'll put a 5" Skywatcher ED120, almost 5" on this one. It handles it easy. And this 40mm Televue Plössl is also really good. It has a wider field of view, lower magnification I should say. Field of view is smaller than the Panoptic, of course, but it's 52 degrees and really good, really sharp. I must just say that. The stars look like little diamonds in a very black background. And I've tested with the other Plössls, and Plössls are really good eyepieces for the price that they are. Very cheap and very versatile, and yeah, aberration free eyepieces. The design is flawless anyway. Very close to Orthoscopic. And I have even the very unbranded, the most unbranded eyepiece, which is a Plössl 40mm. Really good, better than any eyepiece that you may think. You can buy them bucket load, I don't know, £5, £2, how much you can buy them second hand even. Any Plössl is a good eyepiece. 40mm ones are really good also. This Plössl of the Televue is really good also. Probably one of the best is this Plössl range.